The entire staff at Gray Sloan Memorial is suffering from a mediocre crisis that somehow manages to fill an hour of television. How is this different from every other week on Grey's Anatomy, you ask? Touché. It's season 20, and you're reading this recap. I think we can all agree that we'll celebrate what we can get at this point. Take Link, Chris Carmack, and Monica Beltran, Natalie Morales, for example. You remember Monica Beltran, right? She's the new ped surgeon who will surely be sharing oxygen with Amelia, Katerina Scorsone, any day now. They are working together to fix a young teenage girl's amputated leg because the prosthetic keeps falling off during mundane tasks like walking. Bless Misty's heart. She's an athlete who needs to return to cycling training. Link has an easy solution that makes Catherine, Debbie Allen, balk due to the fact that the potential surgery may not necessarily fix the problem. Why does Catherine Fox have a say-so in this child's case? Because Misty's parents are mega donors and Catherine wants Link and Monica to push the envelope. Show these people that the best and brightest walk the halls of Gray Sloan. Link tosses out another idea. He wants to ram a titanium rod down Misty's femur to make sure that her leg stays in place. Queasiness aside, it sounds good, right? Not so much for Monica. Not only has Link only performed this surgery twice in his career, but both times, it was on an adult. Those odds are good enough for Misty's parents. Let's do this. Roll that girl to the oar, good sir. Having been assigned to PEDS, Schmidt, Jake Borelli, is accompanying Monica and is super excited since he's considering a full-time career in pediatrics. Monica nearly chokes when Link hands Schmidt the tool that cranks the rod into the girl's leg and prompts him to use a little more force. Why do I still get nervous when someone hands Schmidt something in an oar? Are his glasses on tight? Of course, the rod doesn't fit. Details. What really concerns me is that Link must start over and remove more bone from Misty's femur. I'm quite confident this is not what she signed up for when she was so cavalier about her new titanium hardware. Link smooths things over with the parents, and Misty's new leg ends up working, even though she has less with which to work. It turns out money can buy everything. After the surgery, Catherine is happy as a clam. Misty's parents were more than willing to write Catherine a check for anything she wanted to fix their baby girl. Schmidt confronts Monica for not being more of an advocate now that he's turned in his pediatric application and suggests she is not a fan of his hard work. Monica couldn't care less. What she wants to see from Schmidt is passion. That's what's going to get him through the hard days, like losing a 3-month-old unexpectedly. That explains Monica's moody behavior. It's a good thing Amelia is there to play Candy Crush with her on a lonely outdoor bench. Mark my words. A relationship is brewing. A relationship that might be puttering out is Helm, J.C. Elliott, and Yasuda, Midori Francis. Yasuda is still angry with Helm for putting her on puke duty when she could have been helping remove a beam from a guy who had been impaled. Yasuda powers through her existential crisis by joining Teddy, Kim Raver, in what appears to be a prison wing of Gray Sloan Memorial that I don't recall ever seeing before. Did I just wander into an episode of New Amsterdam? Hey, look, they can come up with new things. The doctors assess a prisoner, Mr. Jimenez, who has been coughing for more than a year. They suspect it might be tuberculosis, but chest x-rays confirm that it's cancer. And there's absolutely nothing the doctors can do for the man, but to give him meds that will help ease the pain. It's not that they are neglecting to give him proper treatment. It's more that Mr. Jimenez saw the writing on the wall and the shock on Yasuda's face and understands that he's a dead man walking. He's been in prison for 40 years and doesn't want to prolong the inevitable. Teddy has to stop Yasuda from frantically searching for cancer treatment trials all over the country. The man wants to die in peace. So Yasuda gets his favorite lemon berry coffee cake as one last treat before he's sent back to prison. You'd think this exchange would make her live in the moment and forgive Helm. Nope. She shuns her from an outdoor high-top table outside the hospital and asks to be left alone. I guess ABC has footed the bill for some cool outdoor furniture for Grey's Anatomy. Hooray for another new thing. Here's a storyline that I thought was in the rearview mirror. That guy Dorian, who was shot 4 episodes ago, is still in the hospital. My man will not let anyone touch him because he's done with wires and needles. All he wants is a hamburger. I understand his plight. Adams, Nico Taro, has to check on him every hour, and with each visit, Dorian shares a little more of himself. He doesn't share his blood for Adams to have lab work done, but he does share his thoughts on being an engineer. Spoiler: he doesn't want to be one. After several hours, Dorian naturally starts coughing up blood, and Adams has to yell for Richard, James Pickens Jr., to come help. Richard stands in that fog for a few too many seconds, but quickly snaps out of it and saves Dorian's life by inserting a clip in the dude's gut. Adams is grateful that Richard was able to handle it. I'm grateful that Richard still got it. When Dorian wakes up, Adams gently explains that he needs to let the medical professionals do their jobs so that he can start living out what is on the other side. Don't push people away. An internal bell dings in Adams' head, and the next thing we know, he's headed back over to Griffith's, Alexis Floyd, house to prove that he's no longer going to push her away. He bursts through the door and heads up the stairs, where we all see a silhouette of Quan, Harry Shum Jr., in a doorway. Please tell me I'm not the only one who thought Quan and Griffith were hooking up. You thought it too, yes? Instead of being tangled up in the sheets, Quan and Griffith were simply having a wellness day, brought to you by the good Dr. Bailey, Chandra Wilson, who was concerned for her sweet little intern's mental health. Sure, she gave them all a wellness bag full of carrots, water bottles, and fidget spinners, but no one seemed to care. And when she heard Quan and Griffith complaining about her bag, she sent them home immediately, where they proceeded to use everything in her bag. The pair bonded over flashcards, stir-fry, and deep conversations about being okay and mothers who are deceased. I'm not sure if they are best friends now, but I do know they are roommates. This brings me to Adam's crushed face as he realizes Quan is not sweating because he's been in a compromising position. He's moving furniture into Adam's old room. Griffith has officially closed the door on them. Did Bailey put something in the wellness bag for a broken heart?